Hello and welcome back to my channel and another de-influencing video with me. It seemed like a lot of people really like the polish pickup de-influencing. Personally, a lot of this nail polish behind me is from Polish Pickup, Hella Handmade Creations, as well as Polish Gamer Box, or just from brands that only do limited edition or like one-off releases. So they do like they don't have a regular stock. Obviously I have a lot of cuticula, but even a lot of my cuticula stuff is one-offs from some of these boxes. Same kind of vibe as last time. I made a generous wish list, a little bit more organized this time. So I have 23 items on my wish list. Of those, 6 of which I felt like I had either an internal dupe that was close enough for me to be able to skip it, or is just a straight up dupe. And then I have another 17 where it's some sort of combo. So one thing to note about my combos is I am using a couple of DIY shades. By DIY though, it's literally pigment. So opposite to Linnery's thing where she doesn't mix. These aren't polishes I've mixed. My husband used to be into resin stuff. Gifted me a big old bag of color dust, as he called it. Color dust. And in there were some pigments that I was actually super interested in. So I mixed a couple of those up, some interference pigments. So those are gonna show up. But there are equivalent products on the market. I just don't have any. And I was like, oh, well, there's some pigment. I'll just use that. So we'll go through the 6 that I have, and then we'll pop over to my swatch cam for the remaining 17 that are on this list. But the first one that we got here is from Watcha Indie Polish. It's one of their Pride polishes. It's called Attracted to More Than One Gender. So just off the bat, love the inspiration. But unfortunately, I do have something kind of similar in my collection. It is from Alchemy Lacquer. It is this one is called Take Flight. A little bit darker. It's called Take Flight from Alchemy Lacquer. It's a little bit more purple, but it's very similar, and it also has some reflective glitter. So I would say what I would call close enough for me. Close enough that I don't need another one. It's kind of in that same vibe. Next one I have here is from Victorian Varnish. It's actually an encore polish, so this one has come back. It's called Feline the Pride. So my bet is that this was probably last year's Pride polish, if it's one that's coming back. I felt that this was a very, very similar polish. It is very, very pretty. This kind of shimmery base, pink to gold shifting shimmer. It felt really, really similar to a polish that I had from that Caitlin Swatches did with Glistening with Girly Bits. It's this one called Opal Lesson Time. I don't know if it's still available. So definitely an opportunity to get something similar if you don't have something like this. But it definitely caught my eye, and I was like, oh, I have something very similar to that is already kind of a full coverage that I don't have to DIY with combos. So if you missed Opal Lesson Time, this one might be kind of similar. Next one we have here is Paint It Pretty Polish Yukon Striker. It's a copper gold to green multi-chrome in a tinted black base. For me, this polish was very, very similar to one I have from Wildflower Lacquer, even down to the kind of shimmer, the large particle shimmer. It's called Lick Rust. Really super gorgeous polish that was from Up a Creek Volume 6, so one of the Schitt's Creek polishes. So if it is one I really like, that actually I'll have this in kind of it's similar but not exactly the same. Captain whatever, I'll pop it on the screen, from BT's Lacquers. Also very similar, it has a similar shift, but the kind of it's not as large particle, so it doesn't have that same kind of effect on, especially you can see on Caitlin's swatch here, like with that kind of shimmery where it's a little bit more broken up. The next one that was on my wish list that I just had a straight dupe for is Garden Path Lacquer 1997 Pet of the Year. Absolutely gorgeous, immediately caught my eye, but I also was like, when I was reading the description, it's cobalt blue jelly base with the holographic micro glitter, and I was like, oh wait, I remember something kind of like that, and it really was very, very similar to Meowlogical from Cuticula. This one was a polished pickup from a couple of years ago. Really beautiful color, gorgeous shimmers. Not something I've seen around a lot. It does pop up from time to time. So if you were looking for it, it's really, really gorgeous shade, in my opinion. And if you have Meowlogical, maybe you can skip it. Next one here is Baroness X, one of their duos. This is Passion Tango. They didn't actually say what the, like kind of shift the flakes were, but if you look at kind of the photo over black, this really gave me the same vibes as the Holo Taco Solar Unicorn Skin, especially if you kind of built it up to full opacity. I'll put a swatch, but if you kind of can imagine full opacity, maybe 2 to 3 coats. This is definitely seems more packed, but it's hard to know how many layers they used in the swatches, and it looks like most of these are over that other polish. And the last one of the kind of I have exact dupes for, at least within my collection, is this Colors de Carol Purple Plasma. Now, this one is a deep purplish red, red to black shimmer and purple lavender reflective glitter. But this just felt like it was really a very pure kind of royal lavender reflective glitter kind of polish. It's like really, really gorgeous, super kind of clean. It really reminded me very much of the True Bride. This one was is a Bee's Knees lacquer, was a mystery, but I did pick it up after the mysteries kind of got revealed. From The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. I have a few from this collection. They were these super pigmented jellies, and Colors de Carol is among the brands who I think does a really good job. If you missed those, you're kind of looking for something similar, I think they've been kind of doing something almost exactly similar. I just don't need them because all the ones I wanted I already got from Bee's Knees Lacquer. So that's the last of the ones that I have direct single polish dupes of. So I have another 17 that require some combos. So I'll pop over to kind of my other desk. We'll get those kind of swatched out, talk through some of those combos, and then at the end we'll do just a quick sum up and a comparison on how I did. Alrighty, so now we're into the 17 combos that I have. So we'll start out with the first one. The first one we have here is from Zombie Claw. It's called Raven Warrior. So I'll put that one right here. And what I'm doing for this one is I'm going to be doing a little bit of a combo. So I have this polish from Wildflower. It's called Follow Your Arrow Wherever It Points. Kind of gives me a similar vibe as the Zombie Claw. And then I also have Holo Taco's Indigo Away, and I was thinking that if I could layer them, that might deepen up this one and kind of give me that same color that the Zombie Claw is doing. So that's going to be the first one that we do here. And then the next one we have here is Iodine from Whatcha Indie Polish. Honestly, this one might get me because I realized upon looking, I don't quite have a gray, which is the same tone. But this is the closest one I have. It is from Maniology. It's called Folklore. I think though, Holo Taco, one of Holo Taco's newer cremes might be kind of a closer color. Which is a kind of more multifunctional than something like a creme with a shimmer. But it's kind of something now that I know, okay, I don't have a kind of a dark color like that. That's maybe something I want to get. So this one is called, it's I, or iodine. And it's from Watcha, so I'll put a W there. Alrighty, next one we got here is from Rogue Lacquer. Is called Bloom. And for this one, I'm actually going to be, I was thinking about using an ILMP polish as a base, and then for that flake that you can see, putting kind of a flaky holographic taco from Holo Taco for that. I was thinking the base could be ILMP Mila. It's a metallic flake with a holographic. It's a little bit darker than this one, but honestly, this is not a color I usually go for. So this is a little bit more my style, but it kind of is inspired. It's an inspired combination, I guess. Next one we have is a Penelope Lutz. This one's actually a topper I was really vibing with. Called Goddess of Abundance. It's a colorful flake with a little bit of gold holographic glitter. I do not have a gold holo, so that maybe it's more that I might need a gold holo. Ooh, got bumped off. I might need a gold holo, but because really I am very focused on kind of the specific things that I need. I do have a whole bunch of pigment that my husband had, which I'm going to be mixing up. Some of which I'm going to use actually in these combinations today. So for what I'm going to do for this one is actually use a couple of ILMP Chrome Flakes. First one I'm going to use is Rapture. And then I'm also going to do 2 coats of Rapture and 1 coat of Paradox in between for that like a little bit of purple that you can see in that swatch there. Remember, the goal is to try to use what we have. So it's okay to go, oh, I don't actually have anything like that, and realize what you want. Next one we got here is from M&N Polish. It's called Diamond Sword. This one's not super my style, but I thought it was kind of an inspiring vibe. So I thought I could kind of dupe it in a way that was a little bit more my style, leaning a little bit less pink. So I was going to do it with a couple of different things. First, I was going to try to use Slow Burn Horror. This is a super, super sheer shimmer that I got in the Polish Nook box. And then combine that with Cosmic Unicorn Skin from the look of it. They're not super specific on what the pigments are. So add Cosmic Unicorn Skin. And to really give that blue flare, I have some DIY topper that I have some I got some blue interference pigment in some clear polish. So I'm gonna try kind of, that's the combo that we're trying for here. So we're gonna be starting out with just 1 coat here of the Slow Burn Horror. Just kind of see that shimmer. I think that's kind of getting the vibes there. All right, next one we have Lily Pad Lacquer. This one is called Be With You. And honestly, this one gave me super strong vibes of this cuticula polish that I have, which was limited edition. It was a kind of a polish of the month. It was called Glowfish. And I kind of wanted to do this plus that blue, interference blue pigment that I just showed. So let's label this one Lily Pad Lacquer. All right, next one we have here is Green Light. As you can see, I was really vibing with a bunch of toppers. This is a magnetic green topper with a reflective green glitter. That's just speaking my language right there. So the way I'm gonna dupe this one is actually I'm gonna use Dream Gleam from the Salon Perfect reflective collection, and then add just one super thin coat of Groove Thing. Oh, sorry, not Groove Thing, Can of Bliss, which is a green magnetic. As you can see, it does have a green jelly in there, but it's very subtle. So we'll start out with Alright, next one here we have a Cleona Master of the Forest. I do love Miyazaki, but this one, honestly, if you have Alien Invasion from Holo Taco, gave me vibes like that. But I also already had this polish from Wildfire Lacquer called I Spent So Long in the Darkness. And I was gonna do this combined with an interference green that I made with some loose pigment that I had, just to kind of green it up a little bit. So I think I already kind of had something similar, but also if you're looking for if you're like, I don't need it right now, but I like it, Alien Invasion, or maybe you're watching this later and this one's already not available, Alien Invasion's a good option. From Holo Taco. I thought it was an exact dupe for this wildflower that I have, so. Chugging along, next one we have is Bee's Knees Lacquer. It's Time That You Burn. This one is a steel blue light reflective glitter, and then it has a some ghost flakes or iridescent flakes. So this one again is another one that gave me a lot of vibes of Salon Perfect. This one I'm kind of was moving more towards Flash Dance, but just maybe in one coat because it is such a pale polish. And then for those green to gold ghost flakes, that really gave me kind of lunar unicorn skin vibe, so we're going to top that with lunar unicorn skin. And this one I had to put so much thinner in, it was literally solid at the bottom. I wish I had taken it before and kind of shown how bad it was. And next one we have here is from Baroness X. It's London Fog Latte. I love a London Fog Latte. It is my favorite thing. And this one really just immediately said Spirit Fingers to me. If you picked up the soft collection from Holo Taco, it really gave me those vibes. So I felt like this was just almost straight Spirit Fingers. But it did kind of have a kind of stronger blueness to it. So to kind of purple it up, adding, so Spirit Fingers, this one, and to kind of purple it up a little bit, adding kind of a dash of that interference blue to purple it up a little bit. Next one we have here is from Alchemy Lacquer. It's called That's No Moon. It's from Star Wars travel posters from the Death Star. It's a deep midnight blue with cyan to blue shifting flakes and a holographic flake. I feel like this one is kind of one I felt like I could make with what I would call a classic Holo Taco combo. So my idea for this one is to use Sunken Secrets, which is Holo Taco's dark rainbow blue. So it's a deep blue for that base. And then add both Sonic Unicorn skin and Flaky Holo Taco for that kind of those flakes. So Sonic Unicorn skin is the blue iridescent flake, and then just add some holographic flakes there because it does have kind of that holographic finish. And yes, I did replace this brush with the KB Shimmer brushes. This was a skinny brush and I replaced it with some of the KB Shimmer replacement brushes. You can just stick them in the Holo Taco caps and they work just fine. Next one we have here is Night Owl Lacquer. I am a knitter, not a quitter. This one, honestly, I really like, but it does have pink flakes and I have a problem with pink flakes because I need to not get pink flakes. So the way I'm kind of trying to dupe this one is, again, kind of pull out my honeydew list from KB Shimmer. Honeydew list from KB Shimmer, as well as use Road to Awe. And then to soften it up a little bit, I was thinking kind of adding a layer of Dove jelly, just to kind of give it that jelly feel on top of the creme. So we'll start with the creme. And then I'd also like to note, I also have Jarfly, a Vapid Lacquer. I'll stick the polish, I don't remember the name. That is kind of similar, but a holographic. So that one felt more different, and it's also kind of a pretty different tone. Okay, next one we have here is from Luna Lacquer. It's called Locatus of Borg. This one it's a dark green shimmer polish with green reflective glitter and red to orange shifting flakes. Of kind of my polishes that I have on hand, there's I just realized I had this, which might be even closer to the base. This is Emerald Alibi, and I was originally thinking of using Tonight We Fly Again. And honestly, I think the thing is that I think the large holographic flakes really distract. And but this feels closer. I think I'm gonna try, should I try both? I think I'll try both. This might be one where I try more than one. We'll see how it goes. I think it shifts to purple, and this one doesn't seem to shift purple. It's really just a green. And this is more of a green, even though it does have shifts in it. It is more of a green than this one. This one has a stronger purple shift, I think. All right, we're decided. I'm sticking with my original plan of the Wildflower Tonight We Fly Again. And this one's Luna Lacquer. Oh yeah, and that was going to be combined with Road to Awe, which was that one I showed earlier, as well as Dream Gleam, which is that green reflective glitter. Next one we have here is an Indie by Patti Lopez, Canopy Vista. I swear there's a few polishes which I just keep reaching for because I feel like they're my kind of base colors in my collection. So this one kind of gave me really strong vibes of Appletini, which I know is one I also used last time. It's very much on the green side. It just felt like though it's kind of Appletini and it needed a little bit more, so I felt like kind of comboing it with Scattered Hollow Taco would be appropriate. So we have all right, we're down to the last three. The next one we have here is Waterleaf, another Indie by Patti Lopez. This one is a topper. It doesn't seem like anyone swatched it just over their naked nail, honestly. So it was a little bit hard to tell what's going on in there, and there's like very little description. But from what I can tell, it kind of looks like a combination of both Sonic Unicorn Skin and this flaky from Island P called Gaia, and then Sonic Unicorn Skin for that blue. So I think I'll start with Gaia and kind of layer in the Sonic Unicorn Skin and kind of do with a couple of coats of Gaia and a couple of coats of Unicorn Skin. So this one. Last two. So this one is Graceful Nail Polish. This is Green Eyed Monster. Honestly, this is 100% my vibe. I might end up getting this one because it's the kind of polish I would get. We'll see. But I felt like this one I could probably dupe, which is why I maybe won't pick it up. But it is reassuring to know that this shimmer, don't mind that this shimmer is not gone. So I'm gonna try to do this with a Starless Saint, which was also actually a handmade creation from Polish back in 2021. Wow. And then also adding Success on top of that. That's another ILMP Chrome Flake to kind of bring in that green kind of vibe that is a little bit in there. All right. And then the last one we have here is Powerful Ring. It's another one from ELBE Nail Polish. Now this one, I don't have a pure green jelly, I'll be honest. I've been eyeing a few of the Cirque jellies and such. I've been kind of figuring out which jellies I need. But I do have something that I can kind of use to dupe this. So I'm gonna use one of my favorite Bee's Knees lacquer, and this, I might need to wear this combo because this combo is probably gonna be super juicy. It's You Make Me Believe in Wonders. And then I'm gonna combo that with Galactic Unicorn Skin to get that green dimensional flaky. I'm sure it will be very similar and even better because of Reflective Glitter is bae. And I will fight people on that because I love Reflective Glitter. No, people don't. I know there are people who don't love it. I love it. And know what? I don't love magnetics. And Peggy would disagree with me strongly on that. Peggy loves magnetics. So, you know what? To each their own. All right, so that's actually the basis for those 17 combos. I'm gonna get chugging on painting these out. We'll switch to the time lapse and then we'll do a quick review, see how I did. right, all finished up. Of course, I just smudged one. That's fine. Yeah, you can see most of it. So we'll just chug on through these. So, and let's kind of see how we did. So first one here is the dupe of the Zombie Claw Raven Warrior. I think the one thing I missed is a little bit that gold shift by going with kind of a leaning into the purple. But honestly, it did deepen up the base like I wanted it to. And I probably have a few black thread multi-chromes that kind of have that little bit of gold shift in them. But I did not nail that one, I don't think. Next one here is Iodine from Watcha Indie Polish. Honestly, I understand why this was an encore because it's very pretty. I didn't quite get it. I don't have a base that is quite that dark. Definitely on my maybe list, but honestly I might be able to find just a darker gray creme kind of for a better price possibly. But so maybe something I'll keep an eye out for later. Next one we have here is Rogue Lacquer Bloom. Definitely do not need this one. This one gives me the vibes, at least well enough for me. I'm not a huge lighter polish color, so if I'm really feeling that lighter polish, this one's a really nice combo just to up that holographic flake. Next we have here is the Goddess of Abundance dupe. I did one coat of each of those toppers. I did one coat of Paradox and Rapture respectively, and I think honestly that pretty much nailed it. It's a little bit more annoying to have to use two separate toppers, but realistically it makes more sense to have single color toppers. Next one here is, again, this I actually kind of modified to go a little bit more my style. The original one leaned very pink, so I kind of went it a little bit more blue in terms of the vibes I was going for, but I really liked the general vibes. So you can kind of see that blue shimmer I got in there, and then those iridescent flakes. Next one we have here, this one was a pretty on the nose, from Lily Pad Lacquer, Be With You. It's kind of just one of those dark, kind of purpley jellies. And I just had something I kind of liked a little bit more, a little bit deeper, and just adding that blue shimmer really kind of pulled out what I liked about the Lily Pad Lacquer. So I think Interference Blue is definitely something that I'm gonna have to use as a topper more frequently. Next one is one I think I kind of botched, and I maybe will consider picking up. It's the Green Light one. It doesn't seem that, although it's hard to tell because there aren't a ton. It might be similar. The base, I think the base of Cannabis is a little bit more green, and the magnetic is silver. So I don't think I really nailed it, but this is a really pretty combo. Definitely want to consider using Cannabis over reflective glitters a bit more frequently. This one's the Cleona Cosmetics one, Master of the Forest. I think this actually did exactly what I wanted it to. On its own, I Spent So Long in the Darkness was very close. But just adding that little bit of interference green, bumped up the green a little bit, and got it almost exactly on as a dupe. Next, we got this Bee's Knees Lacquer one. Honestly, again, this one was pretty easy, and these are both mainstream polishes that you could probably get for cheaper than the total cost of this. So if you're, now, I will say probably Bee's Knees Lacquer, better formula. But if you want to pick up the Salon Perfect and then the Hollow Taco, similar price and more multifunctional. Next we have here is Baroness X London Fog Latte. I feel like with this one, all I proved is that it's exactly the same as Spirit Fingers. I think the Interference Blue did kind of purple it a little bit. It does lean a little bit more purple than Spirit Fingers, but it is very, very close. Now, if you're a person who has gray with a million shimmers, good for you, but realistically, you know they're the same. You only need one. Next we have here is Alchemy Lacquer That Snow Moon. And honestly thought this one, again, I got pretty good. You see I smudged a little bit there at the top, but I think kind of the vibes are there. It has that depth. And in the light, my lighting, kind of the lower light, you can really you can see that blue. And it really does come out. It's really nice. Next one we have here is Night Owl Lacquer. I'm a knitter, not a quitter. And honestly, I think that Dove Jelly really transformed it into kind of looking like that dustier green jelly. I really don't need this one. I think I can definitely dupe that one out pretty easily. Here's another one I think I can dupe out pretty easily. The Luna Lacquer Locutus of Borg. Just really similar vibes. I might want to wear this combo though. This one's super, super pretty, super shiny, super sparkly. Really fun combo. Next was this Patti Lopez Canopy Vista. This one I pretty much just, this is pretty much just Appletini with some extra holographic. Pretty similar. Obviously Appletini leans a little bit more yellow than the Patti Lopez does. The Patti Lopez is definitely what I'm considering because I don't have anything that shimmery quite in that tone of green, so definitely my consideration. And then another Patti Lopez, but one I don't think I do need. This is the kind of the water leaf dupe. I think really this one was pretty easy. I just used let's see, I used just Gaia and Sonic Unicorn Skin. And honestly, it just came out pretty similar from what it looks like as just the topper. Next one I'm trying to dupe here was the Graceful. Again, one that I think is pretty similar. You can kind of see the flakes at that angle. It's possible to formulate that's a larger particle shimmer than what I have, but it is very similar and honestly close enough for me. And then this last one is the LB nail polish. I'll be honest, this nail polish is super pretty, but this combo is also super pretty. So I love myself some greens, but I'm also going to PBE. So I think I'm just going to wear this combo at some point because that's super pretty and that will kind of satisfy my need. Put your votes in the comments if there's any that you'd like to wear, think I should wear. Sometime in the next couple of days. And that's a wrap on Hella Handmade Creations for my wish list. How did you think I did on the dupes? I think there's a few that I wasn't that close on, but honestly I'm gonna try to resist because I'm trying to only buy once I get to PBE. And let me know if I accidentally convinced you that you needed any of these polishes to add into your collection, or maybe something else. Or even better, maybe I inspired you to try to dupe something out yourself, and try to shop your own stash. All right, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, and I'll see you next time. Bye.